Okay guys, hopefully that will get us some solid trolls in the comments section, but we're just having some fun. Virpil recently launched a line of uppy downy sticks for all you crazy helo pilots out there, and we are going to give a quick introduction to that lineup right now. Much like their fixed wing counterparts, the collectives come in two parts: the base and the grip section. The two base variants that they offer are the Rotor TCS and the Rotor TCS Plus. Both bases have an identical core. They have a friction clutch that allows you to adjust the resistance on the fly using two ports, one on top and one on the bottom, without having to disassemble anything or get into the internals of the base. There are also swappable limiter cam plates, which you do have to break into the internals to get to, but once inside, you can switch between three different choices: the 30, 40, and 50 degree options. It basically changes the amount of arc travel of your collective. So you can change how much resistance you've got when you're moving the collective, and you can change how far it travels up and down. Now, if you opt for the more expensive TCS Plus, you will get a twist throttle axis further up the arm. In addition to the throttle axis, you will get a lockout switch, which will keep the throttle from moving further than around 10 or 20% travel. Then you've got a 50% toggle, which will allow you to restrict the movement of the throttle to 50% travel. The build quality of the base is excellent. It is made of metal and really high quality molded plastic. The internals of the base itself are, of course, all metal, so you can really expect a durable, long-lasting product. That brings us to the grip section. The grips come in two different flavors. One is the Sharka-50, which is modeled after the Kamov Ka-50 Black Shark attack helicopter, which incidentally you can fly in DCS. And the other is the Hawk-60, which is inspired by the Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk. I don't have one of those grips on hand, but I do have the Sharka-50, so let's check that one out. The handle is rubber wrapped with a very nice grippy compound, and it's got like a waffle texture to it. It's not like one of those really hard plasticky rubbers. It's a very nice grippy rubber that really will help keep your sweaty palms in place while you're flying. Then you've got the button housing, which includes two 8-way hats with push, one 2-way switch with a push, three 3-way toggles on, off, on, and 3 push buttons. All of the buttons and switches are in easy reach. They sound and feel really good, and the push buttons are of the more muted, silent variety, which I personally appreciate and prefer. Of course, all of the buttons and axes can be mapped or remapped in Virpil's software. As you can imagine, the mounting of the collective is of supreme importance. And because of the geometry of a collective, it is difficult to imagine a way to mount it to a desk the way you would a throttle or a stick. So they have come up with a chair mounting solution in the way of a universal mounting bracket. It is very solid, and I will have to take their word for it that it is fairly universal. However, I do have to mention that it did not fit my Secret Labs Titan chair bolt pattern. So my recommendation is to go to their website, download the instructions, check out the bolt pattern, measure your chair, and make sure that it will fit before you order that mounting solution. If it doesn't work with your chair, you're going to have to figure out an alternative. The one that I chose is probably no surprise. It's MonsterTech. One of the benefits of the MonsterTech route is that you can set it up in many different ways, including, if you wish, a side-by-side setup where you've got a throttle and the Collective. For me, setting it up that way pushed the Collective too far out to comfortably reach on a regular basis. And so I think I'm just going to stick with swapping out the throttle for the Collective if I decide to switch between a helicopter and a jet. The USB cable plugs into the back of the base. The thing that is different about this Collective base than the throttles or the sticks is that it is the moving portion of the peripheral. So you have to make sure that you give it enough slack to not cause damage to the cable in the course of using the Collective. One recommendation I would have is to use zip ties just to make 100% certain that over the course of several hours of flying, the cable isn't slowly tightening up and one solid pull and pops it right out of the socket. So just make sure that your cable management game is on point and you're unlikely to break the cable. So final thoughts on the Virpil Collective. Honestly, I never thought I would see a Collective broadly available on the peripheral scene for flight sims. It's just a very niche portion of an already niche portion of the gaming world. But if ever there was a company that would do it, it does not surprise me that Virpil did it. The engineering behind it is terrific, full of features that I am certain will make the Hilo community very happy, and you get some choices in how you want to customize your Collective, how you fly your helicopters, and which helicopters you fly. I think that the universal chair mounting adapter could be more universal because it didn't work with my particular chair, but I'm sure it does work with a lot of chairs, and it's just one of those things you gotta make sure it will fit with your chair. However, overall, I think Virpil continues to offer the flight sim community what they're asking for. The fit and finish of these Collectives is super good. They will last you a very long time. You can adjust them on the fly. They're a terrific addition to your flight sim pit. The cost will put you back between $430 and $550 US, but honestly, there's not a lot of competition out there. This is a product that you would have had to either make yourself or go to a specialized maker to get in the past, and now you can just order off of Virpil's website. So I think if you are a Hilo pilot, you've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's probably worth the money. It's just so hard and not even remotely the same to substitute a throttle or some other thing for a Collective. This product will definitely bump up the immersion to a whole nother level in your flight sims. Thank you for watching, you guys. I appreciate it as always. Stay tuned for the next video with the like, subscribe, and bell buttons, and we will see you next time. Peace.